When most founders think about growth, their first instinct is to chase acquisition, more users, more traffic, more signups. But the truth is, acquisition without retention is like trying to fill a bucket full of holes. No matter how much water you pour in, it leaks out. Retention is what makes growth sustainable. It's the difference between spinning your wheels on an expensive treadmill and building a machine that compounds value over time. Retention loops and cohort analysis are the two critical tools that allow you to master this. Retention loops ensure users keep coming back, building habits, and finding more value with each interaction. Cohort analysis gives you the clarity to see which users stick, which ones leave, and why. Together, they form the foundation of sustainable, long term growth. If you want to prove product market fit, if you want to build something that lasts, retention must be your North Star. Retention is the single strongest proof that your product matters. When users keep coming back, it means you've solved a real problem in a way that becomes essential to their lives or workflows. That is the clearest signal of product market fit. But there's another side to this. Growth without retention is a trap. If you're constantly replacing churned users with new ones, you're stuck on the acquisition treadmill. It's expensive, exhausting, and ultimately unsustainable. Every churned user is wasted marketing spend and lost potential. Retention also drives higher lifetime value. Loyal users spend more over time, explore premium features, and become the backbone of your revenue model. But it doesn't stop there. Loyal users also become your most effective marketing channel. They tell friends, share links, write reviews, and advocate for you without being asked. This is why investors scrutinize churn and retention metrics so closely. They know these numbers reveal whether your growth story is sustainable or fragile. A startup with strong retention curves is worth far more than one that's growing quickly but leaking users. The lesson is simple. Acquisition starts the journey, but retention sustains it. If you can't keep users, nothing else matters. Retention loops are self reinforcing systems that bring users back naturally without constant intervention. They transform one time actions into recurring engagement, creating compounding effects that strengthen with each cycle. There are three primary types of retention loops. The first is content loops. More content attracts more users, and more users create more content. YouTube exemplifies this perfectly. Its algorithm surfaces new content. Users watch and create more videos, and the cycle repeats endlessly. Each loop makes the platform stronger. The second is network loops. These occur when the value of the product increases as more users join. WhatsApp is a classic case. The more of your friends and contacts you adopt it, the more useful it becomes to you. Each additional user strengthens the loop. The third is habit loops. These are built on psychology. A trigger leads to an action, the action provides a reward, and the reward reinforces the behavior. Duolingo's streak system is a textbook example. Daily reminders trigger lessons, progress streaks provide rewards, and the loop keeps users engaged over long periods. Retention loops aren't accidents. They're designed deliberately into the product experience. They create systems where users return not because of constant marketing pushes, but because the product itself pulls them back. While retention loops keep people engaged, cohort analysis helps you understand who's sticking and why. A cohort is simply a group of users who share a common characteristic. This might be the date they joined, the channel through which they were acquired, or a particular behavior they exhibited. By grouping users into cohorts and then tracking their retention and engagement over time, you uncover patterns hidden in aggregate data. For example, users acquired through referrals might show 60% retention after 30 days, while those acquired through paid ads show only 35%. That's not just a number, it's a signal. It tells you which channel is delivering loyal customers and where you should allocate budget. Cohort analysis matters because it reveals truths hidden in averages. Aggregate metrics often mask critical differences between user groups. Cohorts let you see nuance, which segments engage deeply, which drop off quickly, and how retention curves differ across strategies. In other words, cohort analysis is the microscope that lets you see the true health of your product. It tells you not just whether you're retaining users, but which users, why, and how you can improve. The real value of cohort analysis comes when you act on it. There are four key ways to turn cohort insights into strategy. First, identify top channels. By comparing cohorts across acquisition sources, you can pinpoint which channels deliver the highest lifetime value and retention rates. Double down on what works and cut spend on what doesn't. Second, spot drop off points. Cohort curves show you exactly when users disengage. Maybe retention plummets after day 3 or after the first billing cycle. Knowing when churn happens reveals where to focus optimization. Third, test interventions. Use cohort data to design targeted experiments. If drop offs occur during onboarding, redesign the flow. If retention dips after the free trial ends, test pricing or feature adjustments. Cohort data makes experiments precise and measurable. Fourth, iterate and improve. Cohort analysis is not a one-time activity. It's a continuous cycle. Each new cohort becomes an experiment in itself, validating whether your changes are working. Over time, you can bend retention curves upward, improving engagement with each iteration. The key is to treat cohorts not as static reports, but as action guides. They tell you where to invest, what to fix, and how to grow sustainably. The combination of retention loops and cohort analysis has driven some of the biggest startup success stories. Dropbox discovered that users acquired through referrals had double the retention of those acquired through paid ads. This insight led to their famous Get More Space campaign, which embedded referrals into the product experience. That combination of loops and cohort insights fueled explosive growth. Duolingo perfected habit loops for its streak mechanics. Cohort analysis revealed that users who maintained streaks had 40% higher 6-month retention rates. This data-driven insight led them to invest heavily in gamified loops, turning language learning into a daily habit. Airbnb found that repeat booking cohorts generated 3 times more revenue than one-time users. By analyzing cohorts, they realized that host quality and personalized recommendations drove retention. This insight shaped their strategy and solidified their position as a global travel giant. The takeaway is clear. The most successful growth strategies don't rely on acquisition alone. They combine well-designed retention loops with rigorous cohort tracking, creating sustainable, compounding growth. Retention is your North Star. It proves product market fit, prevents the leaky bucket of churn, and creates loyal users who generate lifetime value and referrals. Retention loops are the systems that make this possible. Content loops, network loops, and habit loops that bring users back naturally. Cohort analysis gives you the lens to see which strategies work, which fail, and where to improve. The path to sustainable growth isn't about acquiring more users endlessly. It's about keeping the ones you already have. It's about turning customers into loyal advocates through thoughtful product design and rigorous data analysis. The stories of Dropbox, Duolingo, and Airbnb show us that growth isn't magic, it's engineered. With retention loops that reinforce engagement and cohort analysis that guides decisions, startups can transform fragile growth into compounding momentum. The ultimate takeaway is this: acquisition may open the door, but retention builds the house. Master loops and cohorts, and you'll not only grow, you'll endure.